Hey, what's going on, guys? Well, today we got another knife that we want to talk about, and this one is the Divide Survival Knife from Outdoor Edge. See that badge there? And I think this is an awesome knife. I do not think this is a good survival knife by any means. I think it deserves a different name. But that being said, I think this is an awesome EDC option, and this knife completely won me over from the second I took it out of the box. So I got this from opticsplanet.com. I'll put a link down in the description to it. There's two versions of it. There's this plain edge version, and there's also a partially serrated version, which happens to be $1 cheaper. I'm not sure why. It's an extra step to cut the serrations in the blade, but it is $1 cheaper. This plain version is 37 bucks, and the other one's 36 bucks. And for that price tag, the sub $40 price tag, I think that I was blown away by this knife. It was very, very impressive. The performance of it, the style of it, the fit and finish. This is made in China, I believe. Let's see, yep, on the blade right there, China. See our blade seal, 8 CR13 MOV. The thing came razor sharp and held an edge, actually, more than I would ever expect from 8 CR13 MOV. I've had plenty of experience with it, with lots of different companies. I don't know if maybe the heat treat's a little bit better, or I don't know, maybe it just happened to work out that the work I did with this knife was easier. I really don't know, but it just kind of felt like it held an edge longer than expected. It's still sharp, and all I did was strop it up a little bit. As far as specs, our blade is 3.5 inches. Our stock on this is 3 millimeter thick. Our handle is 4.7 inches. All right, so that's our closed length, which makes it 8.2 inches overall, and it's 4.2 ounces. It is a light 4.2 ounces. It doesn't feel like it. It feels more like maybe 3 ounces or so. It's a very slim design. Very comfortable in the pocket. You can see our locking side is very smooth. All right, our pocket clip has a good amount of flex on it. Okay, so it's very easy to get in and out of the pocket. I like the angle of the pocket clip. Okay, so no issues at all with carrying this. The locking side is a 420 series stainless steel, and our front is a layered G10. Okay, so it's black G10 with red. I like the little pop of color. It's nice. It's something different. Also, the badge on the front here is very nice. It's inset very nicely. I would assume it's epoxied on there, because looking in the frame, I don't see any kind of, I mean, you can see that looks like a screw mark or whatever on the other side, but it does not. I guess it does line up with the very edge. I would be shocked if that was a screw holding the badge in. Probably coincidental, but anyway, it didn't fall out or anything. It's perfectly flush. It's not sticking up or anything like that. Anyway, just a little bit different, that black and red. I just like color from time to time. It is a frame lock. There is no blade play in any direction, no up and down, left and right, nothing. Locks up nice and solid. It's easy to depress that lock. All right. There is a dual thumb stud. Okay, so it's good for right-handed or left-handed opening, as well as you can see the flipper on the back. Flipper works very nicely. When I first got in the mail, it was a little sticky for like maybe the first, I don't know, 20 or so flips. Once I started flicking it out, it was fine. That's just the detent, I guess, wearing in the edge of whatever the hole was cut for the detent. But it's smoothed over very quickly. There is jimping on the flipper, but what's kind of weird is that it doesn't come up to the very edge, so I don't feel it. When I go to flip this open, you can see I'm using the smooth part of the flipper. I don't really come in contact with that jimping. So that's a little, I don't know, counterproductive, I guess. When the knife is open, of course, it does act as a guard. And as a guard, you do feel that jimping just a little bit. It's not irritating. I do like the ergonomics on this handle. I like how it flares out in the bottom. Okay, also the deep finger choil, and of course the flipper does act as a guard, so facilitates a very nice grip. There is a little bit of a hot spot right here, or excuse me, on this side of the pocket clip, and that is just in this area on the hand. It's really not a big deal. I mean, I only noticed it when I really started using this hard and cutting a lot of cardboard. Just taking out for a couple cutting tasks, you're not going to feel it. Not really an issue at all. I've had many other knives that I loved that gave me more, hand wear or hot spots that made this seem like it wasn't really a big deal at all. But I do want to mention it, with real hard use, you can feel it a little bit here with that pocket clip. Speaking of the pocket clip, it is a tip-up carry. Okay, you can see there, 3 screws to attach that. We flip it over and we notice that it is not swappable to left-hand carry or to tip down. But most of the community just prefers the tip-up carry anyway, so not a huge deal for everyone. Huge lanyard hole in here, so you guys like the lanyards, no issues there. See, it is an open frame design here, 2 nice standoffs on the back. All right, so the last thing I want to talk about is this blade. That's what kind of drew me to this knife the most. I just love the looks of this blade profile. It's very cool. To me, it's a little reminiscent of like a surgeon's scalpel. The best way to describe this, I mean, obviously you guys are looking at it, but if I had to put a description in words, it's kind of a cross between a drop point and a traditional Japanese tanto blade, in that we have a very fine point here. We almost have a straight edge, but it obviously transitions very nicely, okay, into the rest of the blade here without any kind of secondary point. And you do have a nice straight edge on the bottom here as well. It's sexy. It's a really cool looking blade style. I just like it. I love the cutout on the top here. I love the little false wedge. I love everything about this. Super cool, all right, and very functional. So as far as EDC tasks, you got the point you need. You have enough belly towards the front here for your slicing, and that flat edge is very cool for some of the detail work you want to do. It's also easy to sharpen. So, you know, it's a winner in my book. So that's pretty much it with this one. Like I said, it's got that survival knife in the title. Forget that. This is not, no folding knife is a good survival knife. Let's just put that on the table right there. I think everyone can agree upon that. Maybe as like a backup to backyard camping, if you want to consider that a cool survival knife, then sure, yeah, it works. Yeah, so I mean, in conclusion, I love this knife. I think this is badass. For under 40 bucks, I would highly recommend it. You know, I have nothing against all the major manufacturers out there. I love Spyderco. I love Benchmade, CRKT. I love Cold Steel, SOG. I mean, the list goes on. And I love all the knives that they put out. But the point in getting this knife is just do something different. You know, I don't hear anyone talking about outdoor edge knives, you know? And I was curious. I got that fixed blade first, which you guys are going to see a review on soon as well. And then once I was impressed with that one, I wanted to try one of the folders. And this thing just totally kicked ass. It was awesome. So for less than 40 bucks, if you guys happen to have an interest in this knife, the way it looks, I can tell you it also performs. It locks up well, it stays sharp, and it's just sexy looking. I like it. It's different, you know? So I'm a fan, and I would recommend it. So that's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. If you have this knife or have any comments on it, please feel free to post it in the comment section down below. If you have any questions, please feel free to post them. And if you have some off brands, you know, some of the knives you love most that no one's ever heard of, I'd love to hear about it, and so would everyone else in the comments down below. Sometimes we get used to hearing the same companies over and over and over again, and there's a lot of other stuff out there that never gets exposure, you know, so we'd love to hear it. So I'm looking forward to the comments. I appreciate you watching, and I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you soon. Take care.